about joint supply. So joint supply, we're simply looking at the production of one good will lead to the production of another. So in other words, we are trying to say that two or more goods are produced together in fixed proportion in the same production process. So we're looking at the production of crude oil when it is being extracted from the ground. It's going to be processed, then it's going to produce fuel products. So they are joint supply. They are joined together in the production process. So we're looking at crude oil now giving birth to two or more products. In this case, we have three products coming from crude oil, which is petrol, diesel, and jet fuel, for example, that I've given there. So let's look at the diagrammatic illustration looking at the USA and the Iran conflict. What comes out of your mind when you talk about the Iran conflict? Why is the price of fuel going up? Why is diesel going up? Why is jet fuel going up? Why is it now expensive to travel around the world using air transport? So let's look at the diagrammatic illustration when you talk about economics, what it says about that. So the thing is, here we're talking about the diagram of crude oil. Like I just said, the joint supply of oil and its products. So what happens is that because of the USA and the Iran conflict, we are going to see supply for the crude oil shifting to the left. Because as you know, up to now, the Strait of Hormuz ships are being uh, stopped from supplying fuel from the rest of the world, and which is affecting the supply of crude oil. So the equilibrium was like this. This is our initial equilibrium, like this. So what happens is that supply shift to the left because right now, because of the war, there is now disturbances in the supply of crude oil because of the war. So we're going to see quantity supplied of crude oil falling from Q1 to Q2, and that's why there is an increase in the price level from P1 to P2. This is what is happening to the diagram for crude oil. So what happens to the diagram for fuel products, which is the petrol, the diesel, and the jet fuel? Remember, we are trying to say that they are enjoying supply with crude oil. So when the supply for crude oil shift to the left, also the demand, also the supply for fuel products is going to shift to the left also. So this is the price, and we have here quantity, right? You put your equilibriums like this. This is demand versus supply. So that's why you see now the price of the barrel of oil rising, then also the price of fuel also rising here. So what happens also to the supply for the fuel? That's the reason why the prices are hiking every week. It's because the supply of fuel here, of the fuel products, is also created a shortage because of the war. And the supply is going to shift to the left. This is where we are, Q2, and increase in the price level to P2. So this is what is happening with the US and USA and Iran conflict, where we see the crude oil supply is being affected, and also its products, the fuel products which are being produced using the crude oil, are also being affected. So both prices are going up. This is why we are having the conclusion that we have right now, where the price of the fuel is rising, is because of this, whereby the joint supply between these two products, the crude oil and the fuel products, are being affected by the USA and the Iran war. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.